Guys know I was telling you I saw the Michael movie and it inspired the theme for this week, which is how you can incorporate sound and vibration in order to elevate your pleasure sessions. What's really important for people to know is that pleasure is not something you chase, it's something that's embodied. And Tantra teaches us that pleasure is not meant to be just physical, it's also vibrational and it's energetic. So if sound is an element that exists in our world that can actually penetrate any area of the body. So lower vibrational sounds can stimulate your root energy and your pleasure center energy, which in if you translate into chakras, that's your root chakra and your sacral chakra, which govern, your body and help you feel grounded. And then your creative pleasure center, of course, is where your reproductive system is and governs your desires and your wanting. And so the sounds that you create from your voice, especially along with your breath and you're making audible sounds, can not only stimulate those areas and make them more pleasurable, but you can also direct and circulate the energy through sound, vibration, and using your breath. So many of my tantric rituals, and even in like yoga practices, like asana practices, you'll see them using sound bowls. They will also do mantras. There's lots of different ways to incorporate sound into tantric rituals, and it's very effective because it teaches your sexual energy where to go. So your breath work, when you're using your breath, it actually builds the energy, and then the sound lets the energy know where to go. So I keep mentioning the chakras, and I know that we haven't gone over those yet, but you have seven major energetic centers that align up and down the spine, and they're like spiraling discs of energy that send information out into the world and then also bring information in to your spirit and emotional body to actually create your reality. And each one of those chakras not only align with like governing different aspects of consciousness, but they also correlate with an element, they also correlate with a color, and they also correlate with a sound because they are aligned with different frequencies. Again, everything that is made by the divine started off with vibration and frequency. And so it's no different with our physical bodies and our energetic bodies. They're quite intertwined. And so if you want to really impact someone mentally and emotionally, you can do it through sound. And that's why Michael Jackson was such an inspiration to me after seeing the movie, because you realize the tone of his voice and the way he used his voice translated or was able to penetrate people all over the world. People were falling out, not just because he was just a great performer and all his dance moves. There was something about the resonance of his voice, the frequency of his voice, that he was tapping into the hearts of people. Something about the vulnerability of the sound, those high pitched sounds, and where they were connecting to people. His authenticity, his authentic voice of creativity was penetrating people, and they were feeling that was creating the great aura that he had around them. That's why a lot of the elites like to be in control of artists, because they realize how powerful they are. But you can use this power for yourself, and it's also a beautiful way to use in pleasure with yourself, especially if you're trying to get over traumas or you're trying to release shame. So what happens when you are traumatized, either physically violated or because someone told you that your genitals are disgusting or it's wrong to do this or that, it can cause blockages in your sacral chakra. And then also because the sacral chakra and the throat chakra, which is where you speak, work in tandem, it can also block you being able to speak your truth and tap into your authenticity. Your truth is also what's also in your heart, and then being able to express that truth. So using sound and frequency can be a way to activate those chakras and unblock them. And so let's try this for a second. So, this is a great practice that you can do when you're just trying to, like solo practice, when you're trying to start to release shame and guilt around your sexuality and around your authenticity and your truth. Because that's the thing, too, people don't realize the seat of the soul lives in the sacral chakra, your pleasure center. I think I've said that, mentioned that before a while ago. And so it's very hard to be your most authentic self when you are blocked there, when you have a lot of shame there, because that's where all your deepest, darkest secrets are. That's where your deepest emotions lie. That's all where all your unconscious memories, all the things that you felt like were unacceptable while you were developing as a child, as an adolescent, as an adult, that society says, no, this is not acceptable, you push it down in that sacral chakra. So there's a whole part of you, a lot of times, that's not integrated, fully integrated into the self, into your ego, into your identity, that you can't even use, or you're unaware of, or you are not expressing on a daily basis. It gets really deep. But one simple way to start to break that pattern is to use sound. So I want you to close your eyes, put one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly. And then I just want you to make a low humming sound, as low as you can. How did that feel? Where did you feel the stimulation at? Did you feel it down low? Or was there some blockages there where you're not able to feel anything? I know for me, like the vibration in my lips, I felt that a lot. And then I also felt like a little bit of the energy in my lower chakras, but not, ironically, not as much as I wanted to feel. I want you to make sure you guys comment where you feel that energy. So we're going to try it again. Well, let's do a higher pitched energy. So one hand on the heart, one hand on the belly. Let's take a deeper breath in this time. So inhale, exhale. This time we're going to inhale, and we're going to do a little bit higher pitched. I wish I knew I used to take music and know all the keys, but I don't. So we're just going to try to go a key higher, a little bit higher. So inhale, exhale. Where'd you feel that higher key? The key that I hummed, I felt it in my chest very, very clearly. So when you are working with people, and you know what I just thought about? I think the reason why I did feel the lower hum in my root chakra is because I wasn't going low enough. You have to go really low, like I feel that like right in between my belly button and my sacral chakra. But if you think about like bass, like when you're listening to bass, like in rap and yeah, and like anything that's got like some really deep drums, like it taps into your primal instincts. That's why a lot of people, when they work out, they like to listen to rap music, or it's not just about the up tempo of the beat, it's also about the bass that's in the beat. You feel that in your root, you feel that in your butt, you feel that in your sacral chakra. And let's try one more time. Let's go even higher and see if we can get a higher pitch and feel that in our higher chakras. Okay, so one hand in your belly, one hand on your heart. Inhale, exhale. Ooh, I felt that in the back of my throat there, and then maybe in like around here, which is from here to here is definitely throat chakra energy. And that's where I felt that at. Where did you feel that higher pitch tone at? You know what this lets me know is I need to get back into music and get back into the keys. Even if I just go, do a YouTube channel. And maybe you should too, where you like go over the notes. Like singing is actually really good for everybody. It like tones your body up. It tones your spirit up. It helps realign you. I actually have, I don't know if I have them or not. But I had some I had a little instrument where I could hit it and it correlate with each of the chakras. The note scales on the, I'm not a music major and I haven't been inquiring for so long, but hopefully you guys know what I'm talking about. Is do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, da. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, which I think is the scale of notes for sounds. But all of those notes, they align with different aspects of consciousness. And so the other thing I want to practice is, especially for women, but for men too, is like doing audible breath. So we're stepping this, we're making a step further and talking about how we can build our sexual energy through our breath. Okay. And that will make your orgasms come more easier. And I think for men, if you can make more audible breath, because your sexual energy is so fiery, you can bring the energy up throughout your body instead of it just burning in your loins. And then because you can't last as long if you do that. Also, it's really important, I think, because your sexual energy, your life force energy rides the breath. So the more that you can get in control of your breath and bring the energy up where you want it to, your full body will be able to benefit from it. Instead of you just taking the life force energy and sending it out, you can actually circulate it throughout your body and regenerate your body. So I taught you to do this through your microcosmic orbit, but a simple way to practice it is just consciously breathing. So if you're a woman, you want to focus more on building your sexual energy and then allowing that to come up and throughout your body. And the higher pitch will help the energy come up and through you. Because the thing about sexual energy and like increasing your capacity for pleasure, especially for women, is about not only being able to relax your nervous system, but also making room for it in other places. So you don't want to just constantly have it down low. You also want to bring it up and throughout your body so that you feel like there's more room for it to go, and you feel more comfortable. The only thing with that is you have to trust that you'll be okay. You also have to be with a lover or with someone or just with yourself in a safe space consciously, that if that energy comes up towards your heart and you feel like crying or there's some release that needs to happen, that you're ready for that. And some women aren't ready for that. But what I want us to do is take a deep breath, and then I want us to make an audible sound and just see how that feels. Okay, so inhale. And let's do it a little bit louder this time. So inhale. I don't know why I'm giggling. There's something in me. I think it's tapping into like a kid-like part of me. And it's kind of fun. So now I want us to do that like 3 or 4 consecutive times. All right. So inhale. 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 One more time. Inhale. And take note of how you feel. So when you are releasing in your exhale, and you can move through the energy with the energy through your body and like really connect with it. Like when I do that, I feel the energy around here in my solar plexus. And then I feel it up here in the back of my throat, and then like kind of like out, like the front of my teeth. That's where I feel it, and it's like this. And then it makes me want to like move my body like this. And it's like I'm activating my energy, I'm building it, and then I'm bringing it up. Okay. And it's not about like faking anything. Like I know it might sound like it's faking, but it's not faking anything. It's like, okay, energy, wake up. Okay, sexual energy, wake up. Especially if you have a low libido. It's not about faking till you make it. I've heard some practitioners say that, or some like experts, but I think what they're trying to say is that if you can turn yourself on through like opening up to the energy and playing with the energy, that's all you really need. The only time it becomes a problem is if you're blocked, or you don't trust yourself, or you're frozen. You're like, I don't, for whatever reason. And that could be a sign that you need to do a little bit more unpacking. So all of this might seem a little unorthodox, but if you can practice doing like audible breath work, especially like when you do your keels, like I shared the lingam flexing ritual with men. I also shared the yoni breathing ritual with women. Maybe I might do another video of that. I've been meaning to, but the more you can get comfortable expressing yourself alone and being audible, and even maybe over exaggerating just to see how it feels, the easier it will be to like expand your pleasure with someone else. Remember, sexual energy is energy, and the more you can activate it on will consciously, the more you be able to manage it. I don't like to say control. So you can manage how you want to use it, whether you're with yourself for pleasure, or if you are with a lover, pleasure, or if you want to just alchemize it for something, even by yourself or with somebody else. Especially if you get into rituals and you want to manifest things, and you want to awaken things, or if you just want to come together with your partner. If you can manage the energy with your breath, it's going to be a lot easier to be able to do that. And I would assume that would be very powerful. There's only been a few times, I probably count maybe only one or two times, that I can honestly say that I have come the exact same time as my partner. And I think in order for that to happen, like, you have to come multiple times, I think, as the woman, on the woman's end. And then your partner has to be able to last long enough to be able to kind of be in sync with you. But you also have to be more aware of like your own sexual energy and your breath. And that's actually what I would love to work on too, because I'm very multi-orgasmic. It does not take much for me to come, but I would like to get to the point where with a partner, I can use my breath to regulate my nervous system, really relax, and build into a more explosive type of orgasm that I can have with my partner, just to experience it. Because I've had some really orgasmic great experiences where I'm coming multiple times. And sometimes I can't help, what's coming up. But I would love to be in a position where maybe I'm still orgasming or having orgasms, but I can build more of that energy into one bigger explosion with my partner. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this video. I will be exploring this more with my vibrator, probably in the exclusive video that I will put out sometime, probably a few days from now. But also I will do probably a video with my vibrator to show you how you can also direct the energy with a massager or a vibrator as well, especially for women, so they can learn. You can stimulate your nipples and all that stuff, and we will talk about that. But know that you can affect your body vibrationally through your sound and your breath. And when you become a real master and you're with a session with your partner, you can include dirty talk, audible ahs and moans just at the right time. You can also sense when your energy is moving through your body and when it's moving through somebody else's, so you can be more in sync, and that can be very powerful. So I'll see you guys in the next video.